Okay. A great morning, everyone. Um, Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. To formally start our program today, may I call on Mr. Arnold Pupan to lead our prayer.
Let us pray the name Father of the Son, Lord Spirit. Lord, thank you very much sa safe na travel namin ngayong umaga. Maraming salamat din sa panibagong buhay na pinagkaloob mo sa amin. Lalong-lalo lang sa aming mga stakeholders na dumating ngayong umaga. Maraming salamat sa mga gabay at patnubay mo sa araw-araw namin ginagawa dito sa ASHI. Naway ang knowledge sharing na ito ay makapagbigay din sa amin na ma-strengthen yung partnership namin between LGU and other stakeholders. Ito po ay niling namin in Jesus' name we pray. Father of the Son.
You can all sit. Again, isang magandang umaga, or should I say good morning to each and every one of you. It is my great pleasure to welcome everyone for this event with the theme, Sowing the Seeds of the Future, a dialogue on the farmer-to-farmer program and its impact on the farmer organization. For today's event, July 3, 2023, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I welcome each of you to the new ASHI head office here in Barangay Halayhay, Pinilla, Rizal. To formally welcome each of us, may I call on Ms. Desiree Goto, the head of Plans and Program Department from Ahon Sahirap Incorporated.
Good morning, everyone, especially our special guests for this morning, for this event. Sowing the seeds of the future. And I would like to formally welcome you in our head office, our new head office here in Pinilla, Rizal, as well as our online participants. Thank you for witnessing this special event. And Ms. Judith Agnaleto, our company director from Farmer to Farmer. Ms. Kim Villano, Regional Director, Asia Pacific Relations. Ms. Farashi, Director, Bankers Without Borders and Farmer to Farmer. And from our online participants, we have here Mr. Anthony Jan Rodriguez, followed Farmer to Farmer. We have Ms. Chelsea Johnson, Ms. Rachel Kalahan, and Ms. Alfreda. Yes, Mr. Eric Casdurch. And also, I would like to formally welcome our special guest from Municipal Health. Thank you for coming. And also our members from the farmers in Rizal. And the head of staff.
Thank you so much, Ms. Des, for your warm welcome. Again, welcome everyone, and I hope we had a great day today. For our next speaker, may I call on Ms. Christine Bayalaga, Regional Director for Asia Pacific from Grameen Foundation.
Good morning! Maayong aga at maayong buntag. Tama ba? For those who are joining us tonight, good morning, good night, good day, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you for having this time with us in our Farmer to Farmer program. We also wish to thank actually Ahon Sahirap Incorporated, who was us in this. We are joined by farmers from Aga. I think our volunteers online. I'd like to share also that who we are as Grameen Foundation and why we continue to partner with Ahon sa Hirap for more than, I would say, more than 10 years. It's how much has changed, how much things remain. And your faces po dyan. I'm glad na nandito pa rin po kayo. Doon po sa mga bagong thank you sa po ito ang ating pagkikita. Next slide. Who is Grameen Foundation? We are an international nonprofit and we focus particularly for women and smallholder farmers. We have a mission, especially to enable the poor, especially women, to live without poverty and hunger. And how do we do this? Paano po namin ito ginagawa? It is through three main breakthrough areas or focus in our work. We focus on financial services. Dito po nakasalala yung inclusion on financial inclusion. Kaya po nagtatrabaho tayo or we work with MFIs like Ahon sa Hirap. We do innovations for agriculture. Always want to say that we are present in agriculture issues, or may it be in climate change, issues particularly sa operations, cash flow. Pagdating po sa mga kooperatiba, nandito rin po kami at kasabay po namin nag-journey ang mga partners po namin sa mga kooperatiba at mga farmers. And we also have health financing and access as well as community agent network work. So, lagi po namin sinasabi, we have women at the center because we always believe that in ASHI, that women have a great role in terms of not only taking care of their family, but also in business. And today we celebrate the work of farmer to farmer because we've shared with you a lot of experiences in terms of mentorship and in terms of learning. And today we will hear also from you and our volunteers as we celebrate the impact and the reach of our Farmer to Farmer program. I am joined here by our Bankers Without Borders Director, Zubaida Bai. She's here in front and will be speaking next afternoon. But I hope that this serves as a reminder that we cannot do this alone and that we all are together in this journey and that as Ahon sa Hirap Incorporated is going to be continuously a good part of Grameen Foundation. My teammates have a lot to say after this, but I'm really happy that I'm back here in Ahon sa Hirap and I look forward to our conversation today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sophie. For our next speaker, for the overview of the Farmer to Farmer program, may I call on Ms. Judith Angela.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. And ito talagang galing pa sa kabilang ibayo ng lawa ng Laguna. Welcome po sa inyo. I know we started very early this morning. Of the staff of ASHI. Of course, our local government officials were so honored. Last Katalan, Pangil, Pililia, at sa iba pang mga hindi pangil. Kung po kayo ng Senas, hindi ko mamagin. Thank you so much for facing our event today. Of course, yung mga nasa online. So we have the volunteers from other countries. We have someone from California, from South Carolina, Ohio, Las Vegas, around the world tayo ngayon. Sacramento, merong Catanduanes, Quezon, Cavite, of course, in Davao. We have, I think, someone also from Busan, from Davao de Oro, the National Capital Region also, Metro Manila. We have people everywhere. So thank you so much for gracing our event today, and we welcome you. And I hope you enjoy our event today. So I'd like to share very briefly the Farmer to Farmer program that we have implemented in the past few years here, including Ahon sa Hirap. So what we do in Farmer to Farmer,
This is a USA funded program, but Grameen Foundation has this awarded by Partners of the Americas, INFO, based in the US. So what we do, we support farmers, farmer organizations, so that we can link the technical expertise of US citizens, based individuals to our organization here. Say, finding money technical expertise here, right? That's why we are featuring ASHI morning so that they can help solution. And so, as you can see here on the slide, we're not alone. There are a lot of other countries in the world that are being honored by different technical experts from the UN. So you can see that little brown dot there. Then tayo, finally, we have also farmer to farmer in the Philippines, and we're happy for that. And then I hope we can continue to have this opportunity. So there are different problems in the country, as you know, maybe know better than us because you're the one experiencing it. We have limited access to financial services, which us is really working very hard to reach this gap. We have different information gaps. The local government is also working hard on this, and then market and the resilience to discuss. So every one of us is doing all we can, but these are still existing, problems that we should have. And so where is farmer to farmer capacity building of the coconut sector in the Philippines? So it's almost everywhere. But basically, the coconut-based regions, such as Laguna, Quezon, hindi tayo mawawala dyan. Then we have some companies, organizations, national capital region, some in Bicol region. We have Eastern Samar, Leyte, of course. So we know we have a lot of coconuts, and most of those impoverished communities are in this area. So we are there. So we can do something. Since we started in 2019, we thought serve around 16 organizations. So that this opportunity will be, enjoyed and maximize the having farmers organizations. Communities, maybe even from the academy, maybe local government, etc. But then pandemic came, so we have even every one of us, we had difficulty to go out. Paano ba natin gagawin yung mga assignments natin? So what happened was we were forced to expand the service to different organizations. So in fact, we had 32 organizations on board. At parang na-double yung regional target. Kasi iba yung the pandemic was difficult. Every one of us had challenges. We had to do some changes para naman we can maximize as much as possible. And in effect, yung original target namin of 64 volunteer assignments, I think 65th. The next one coming for ASHI will be the 66th. And then we're arriving until the 68th. So medyo exit tayo sa target, the 64 organizations using different setups. Lahat ng ASHI, pero virtual, like Chelsea was the one doing all the virtual assignments for ASHI. Then merong in-country, Asia. Eric, pre-pandemic, Eric may be the first one really to experience ASHI before the pandemic hit. Then merong fair then, a set up. So we had AJ here now. Thank you, AJ, for coming. With group of who partnered, one is the US, one is here, so AJ could go siya yung on the ground natin to help in the marketing study of ASHI. So ASHI experienced all of this, and I'm sure they have a lot to share with us. So through these years, meron mga initial results. So from the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, mga volunteer assignments. different marketing promotion, planning, meron ng financial tools, meron din trainings on financial literacy, management, meron din na-train na extension workers on rural appraisal, creation of new products. So, marami. So, as you can notice, parang, ba? Because organizations have their own needs. So, we respond to that. Those experts mas strengthen whatever maibigay halimbawa ng DA, minsan naman po, kaya, di ba, masagot lahat. So, kung ano yung kulang, that's where the program works. Para din siya, whatever other things are provided. So that's why we had all these initial reports. Take all the marketing talaga sa inyo. So what's next? Dahil yung ating volunteers here, diba? So they immerse as much as possible. So what happens in the immersion? Trusts are built, diba? And even conversation, maybe you can hardly see other person well, or meron pang language partner, but then the immersion part really here. So, and so after the assignment, we always encourage all these host organizations to please continue. I'm also encouraging ASHI and others who are online and naging partners natin sa project to communicating with volunteers. In fact, mababait volunteers natin, they are really very open, very helpful. Just have to make tuk-tuk-tuk on the computer. I mean, right? That short message, look, we're doing okay. Maybe we need more help on this. Have some clarity. They are more than willing to support because you're friends with them. And so that's one thing that we encourage you if you want to continue communicating with your volunteers. And then, of course, give them some news if you're able to recommend already, apply the recommendations. Have that. You can share it. And for us as an implementer of this program, we'll continue to support it any which way that we can. So and so those are the things that happen. Then in fact, we still have 3 assignments happening by the end of the month. And for this phase, it's probably have to, and we will know if there will be another phase. We will only be able to support these organizations in another month or two other things. But anyway, I would like to share we would like to share, so where do these volunteers come from? But then I guess Sabrina will talk more about that.
Thank you so much, Ms. Judith. Ms. Judith is the County Director for the Farmers to Farmers program. For our next speaker, may I call the presence of the beautiful Director from Bankers Without Borders and Farmers to Farmers Focus from Grameen Foundation, Ms. Zubaida Bai.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zubaida Bai. I'm the Director of Bankers Without Borders, Grameen Foundation's volunteer initiative established about 14 years ago, based in Washington, D.C. It is a huge pleasure and honor to be here with you this morning, to be speaking and meeting about beneficiaries, and most importantly, the volunteers who I'm seeing here live from all parts of world. So big thank you because you make essence of what makes us Bankers Without Borders. So you've heard from Christine talk to you about what is Grameen Foundation mission of eradicating war, poverty, and hunger. One of the programs we help to service some of that mission is through the Farmer to Farmer program, and you've heard about it from Judith. And one of the ways we do this is through Bankers Without Borders. What is Bankers Without Borders? This is Grameen Foundation's global volunteer initiative, boasting over 25,000 volunteers from 170 countries. And we have 4 of them today who will be speaking. So I'm feeling extremely thrilled to hear from our volunteers today and hear live from their mouths about their experiences and hopefully have, very impactful engagement. And we're also serving over 300 social enterprises in 50 countries, and ASHI is one of the recipient client organizations we serve around the world. What do we do? Really, we're not just putting Match.com in the volunteer sector, bringing people together to serve and provide their time and skills, whether on the ground, whether virtually, to help the social enterprise, but we're also playing wedding planners and therapists personally. So Bankers Without Borders, we're bringing these volunteers together to help with Grameen Foundation's mission to donate their time and skills, whether in strategy, technology, in HR, in finance, in marketing, and what have you, to help these social enterprises in their mission and help move the needle in our mission of eradicating world poverty. So without much further ado, I think I'm going to help, give the stage to our volunteers so you can hear live from them on their experience and their contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sabrina. For the introduction of our speaker, may I request the presence of Ms. June.
Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you for calling Chelsea. I saw Chelsea's here already. She has a master's in environmental protection and agricultural and food production from the University of Hohenheim, Germany. She also holds a bachelor's in food science with a minor in international development from Ohio State University in the US and an organic certification trainer and organic farmer since 2016. And she has a lot of skills that allows her to really very helpful to any kind of organization in the agriculture sector. In fact, she's also coming to ASHI in 2 weeks' time. Are you ready, ASHI? Okay. Welcome, Chelsea. Be faster. Waiting for her. And so, may I present to you, Chelsea?
Hello, everyone. So yeah, I was asked to talk for just a few minutes about my experiences. And I think my projects were a bit unique because they were both completely remote and they were also directly related to each other. So the first one was we did some different training modules for ASHI, and the first one really focused on assessing the needs of the farmers. So it might seem like kind of like a simple question, but like, how do you know what the farmers actually need? And so we did a training module where we broke up, farmers' potential needs could be broken up into 4 different categories. And then those categories could be broken down into 26 subcategories. And then we talked about what questions to ask the farmers, how to go out and do it. And so that was one of the things we really focused on in the first assignment. And then the second assignment was also very unique for me because then the field officers, they went out into the field and actually did this training and then reported back to me. And then, they showed me their findings. So it was a little bit less hands-on for me, but it was still very interesting to hear about their experiences. And yeah, both of them were great assignments, and it was great working with ASHI. And yeah, I also just wanted to say that, I think some people might be wondering whether completely remote assignments are worth it. I think some maybe farm to farmer volunteers were hesitant to do their remote assignments, but I think it can work really well. I mean, I just think of it similar to like remote work, which is very popular, or remote learning. I think that if the host is motivated and if they have a good internet connection, then it's something that can work really well. And yeah, it just happened to work out that I'm also going to be doing my third assignment with ASHI. I'm coming there in just 2 weeks, as Judith mentioned. So I'm very excited to see them in person and see how they are and get to know them a little bit better. So thank you so much for inviting me here.
Thank you so much, Bianchi. We're excited to see you soon. So I think I'm calling next Eric. So Eric Rosford, he was here before the pandemic. He didn't know there's a crisis, health crisis after a few months that he was here. But anyway, he'll share more after this. He has extensive leadership experience in global operations and management and strategy. He holds his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. He holds also a master's of international business studies. He's an expert of marketing and sales, research, due diligence, and financial modeling. I'm sure a lot more. So he has traveled along, has served different cultures, different environments. And so that's how he came here to the Philippines. And so, yeah. May I call on Eric, please? Thank you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's good to see, even in the small screen, seeing the ASHI folks in their new headquarters. When I was there, it was in the old headquarters. So it's good to see the progress and the growth with ASHI itself. So it's always great to see. Love to be there to visit with everyone again. Yeah, I hit this project off right as COVID was coming to be known. So it was kind of a weird time. It was actually, it was being thrown in the news just as I was getting on a plane. And by the time I came back, it was just everything getting shut down. And actually a lot of the ASHI team I worked with got stranded in the field office just after I left. So it was certainly a great project for me personally. And I think for ASHI, it really highlighted a lot of the things that the strength of the network they built over the years for other applications. My main focus in the project was, my background is in operations and supply chain, and I take a very engineering and value stream mapping approach to the project. And what we wanted to do was see what the coconut farmers, what their profile was, kind of an aggregated profile of all the different farmers, as well as to establish building out a network of really understanding the connectivity as well as the remoteness of some of the farmers within the ASHI network. So we generated a survey. We actually walked through that survey and kind of refined it over a 2-week period with interviews with different farmers. And at the same time, also geolocated each of the farmers' plots of land so we could start building a graphical view of where all the farmers were. So you could actually look at kind of the commonalities of them as well as the anomalies of them. So it was, like I said, it was a very high energy 2-week period, and then a week period of kind of assessing all the data and how we take that forward. Unfortunately, the taking it forward hit the roadblock called COVID, because everything got shelved because all the field work kind of stopped. And that was really disappointing to hear, certainly understood, but there was a huge amount of momentum as I was leaving to go into the field and roll it out across multiple branches. And that all got stopped. So that was, I would say, a disappointment for me. And I know for the ASHI organization, but I also know there was this very strong commitment that they believed in the foundations, and they just viewed it as a roadblock, not a barrier. So that was good to see. And I have had a chance to have several touch points over the last several years to see that the work continued. In terms of the things that I walked away from, from that project, is, the first that amazed me is just how resilient both the farmers were, and as well as the ASHI network is, in terms of being able to adapt and apply in a very nimble way, based on good data. And that's what, in meeting with the whole ASHI team, that was very clear. They were trying to get the good data so that they could adapt and refine and improve and continue to grow and provide the value-added services to their network within ASHI. And so that was, that's always for me personally energizing to be part of organizations or teams that are looking to do that kind of work, and really embrace it. So the overall project had kind of two parts. There was the kind of pen and paper part, and then there was the digital database side of how do you formulate structured and unstructured data to get good data, how do you store it, and then how do you use it. And we kind of built all three pieces together so we could roll that out. So that's kind of the highlights of my project. It was good this having this knowledge sharing. While it's always in my mind, it forced me to go back. It's been a few years now, so I went back to all my notes and pictures, and it really brought me joy to see all the experiences I had. And while they were always embedded in my mind, to bring them to the front of my mind was always great. So thank you for putting this together, because it was good for me to really look back at some really fond memories and some great people to work with in there. But like I said, the last thing I think I had was, it gave me perspective as well, is really the coconut farmers, how they can extract more value out of their position within the value chain was, kind of the thesis of what we were looking at. How, understand the data so we could understand where the value is and how can they extract more of that at the local level and make them less prone to all the other socioeconomic and environmental factors that are kind of headwinds for them. So that's kind of the summary from my perspective. Again, thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to hear the other experiences as well as what's going on with the program. But that's pretty much it from my side.
Eric, it was so nice to see you today. So our couple next, Anthony Rodriguez, where we call him AJ. He is a local volunteer. He was based in the Philippines, but I think he's in the US now, AJ, right? And so he's a management professional, consultant, and researcher. He majored in economics at the Ateneo de Manila University. And he's finished also his master. He's in fact doing law now, law studies. And he brings years of experience in microfinance, financial planning, leadership. So he was partnered with Hall because they did a market study during the pandemic. It was a risky period at the time, but anyway, we had AJ who stepped forward and shared his experience. So, AJ?
Thank you, Judith. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm here in the US right now, but I would have wanted to visit the new headquarters of ASHI in Rizal. Back in 2020, when I was invited by Christine, my classmate in grad school, for the volunteer project, I was very interested because she shared with me that this is the first time that a paired volunteer setup will be done, and I will have my counterpart from the US now. So and I'm very much willing to work with whatever setup that we will be having, because at the time it was 2020, we were still in the thick of the pandemic So we had to make a lot of arrangements that will ensure that everyone will be safe. Our meetings, our discussions, our field visits will be done in a safe way. So that was our first priority at the time. And then when I met with Drew, of course, online, we had our constant communication through Zoom, Google Meet, and then WhatsApp. There were times that we had updates almost every day. I'm trying to share with him as much as I can with my experiences and my thoughts about the current situation with ASHI. And then what happened with our project is that we tried to build on what Eric started with this research on the field and trying to gather data and translate that into actionable marketing programs that can be implemented on the field with our local farmers. So it's trying to make sense of what has been gathered and trying to create value adding activities as well. And also because I think at the time we were still reeling from the pandemic. Many of the interactions that I've had with the clients of ASHI were really just listening to what they've encountered during the pandemic, the hardships, the challenges, the amount of changes that they had to go through, especially when the buyers, for example, the wholesalers stopped contacting them or got fewer and fewer orders from them. So those were some of the things that we encountered when I was doing my field work. And at the same time, I think as an organization, ASHI was also trying to find the best path forward, and having like external volunteers gave them a different perspective or maybe a new perspective on approaching things. Drew has expertise in marketing, and my experience also with local social enterprise work and microfinance, and also business development helped us understand better in creating the strategies moving forward for our partners in ASHI. So I think ASHI is doing a very good work in terms of supporting their clients, and I'm just glad and privileged to have been invited in this program. And I'm actually also interested to learn more on the updates with ASHI. That's why when Michael and Judith invited me here, I said yes, even though I'm here in the US with my family for vacation. I'm actually looking forward to find out if there are new things with ASHI, because actually even before the volunteer program, I've encountered ASHI years before when I was still with Happy Noy. It's a different social enterprise. So actually I'm just excited and privileged to be here, and thank you again for the invitation, Judith and Michael and Christine and the rest of the team. Thank you.
Thank you. And you're both in the US. Are you coming back soon? To feel our warmth. Anyway, so we have Rachel next. I'm sure Rachel misses us now. I just met her, I think, ago she was here. I'm sure he has very fresh memories of here and probably have met some of our guests, right? But I would like us to mention a few things about Rachel. She's a values-driven professional, 10 years
of experience in supporting sustainable agriculture and local food systems projects. Over the years, she has strengthened organization through strong strategic planning, project management, and program development. She has also extensive experience in strengthening local food economies to supporting local farmers, educating consumers, building infrastructure, and advocating for appropriate policies, as well as initiating community development projects through the lens of food. Rachel shared her experience in agritourism, something very new here in the country, in the Philippines. And we're so excited to have Rachel to be part of that initiative of ASHI. ASHI is really very excited about this project, and I'm sure Rachel can share more. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Hi, everyone. Hi, ASHI. Nice. I feel like I was just there with you. As Judith mentioned, I returned from my assignment, I think about 2 weeks ago. I'm finally back on my appropriate time zone. It took a little while. So the project that I was working on was an agritourism development project. And this was building off of a previous farmer-to-farmer volunteer assignment, and that volunteer did an assessment for agritourism in the region. And so, okay, it was decided agritourism, there's potential. And then I was taking it to the next step. Well, what is it going to look like? And how is ASHI going to support this? And so we were working on developing a plan of action for these learning sites, which would be sort of showcases throughout the region to showcase best practices and all that. And I was also providing a bunch of capacity building support for ASHI. This agritourism is a new addition to the mission of ASHI. So there is a lot of learning from the team and the staff at ASHI on how they can support their farmers in developing agritourism. And I should just back up and say agritourism is kind of inviting the public onto your farm and providing education, enjoyment, meals, overnight lodging, that kind of thing. And so I was able to use my experience in agritourism, but also my experience in nonprofit development to support, to co-create with the ASHI team tools to help enable them to then support their farmers. And ASHI is going to be playing a key role in developing agritourism in the region. So it was a really fun and exciting project. And I'm one of 3 volunteers, so there'll be another volunteer coming and hopefully picking up off of some of the momentum that we built. And then I can check back in with ASHI. I don't think in 2 weeks there's been a whole lot done yet, but we can check back in 6 months and a year. But it was a really positive experience for me. We did many site visits and farm tours, and it felt like a really great way to connect with the and see in practice the assets and the resources that the farmers have and the communities have for assessing their potential for agritourism, and to help me then work with the ASHI team to adopt some of the resources that I had that I brought with me from California to make them appropriate to the scale and context of the local small scale farmers who would be then implementing. And for me, I mean, not only was it just invigorating, just to take a break from dry California and get into humid Philippines. It also really helped to shift my thinking about how I can work with under-resourced California farmers. All the farmers that we spoke with were really excited about the idea of agritourism, but instinctively said, but I don't want to do it on my own. We want to do this as a community effort. I have this skill set. This person has this skill set, we can just bring everyone together, which is really different from the American mentality of individualism. And so although agritourism here in California is very supportive and there are partnerships, they're still thinking about, their individual balance sheet, right? And so working with the farmers, ASHI's members really helped me rethink how I might approach some immigrant farmer communities who are working here. There are plenty of in California, lots of Filipino, Mian, Hmong farmers who I might be talking to and approaching the wrong way because I'm approaching them as, you know, thinking about individualism, and maybe I should can develop and adapt the resources that I have here to be appropriate for a more communal approach. So I really think that I was able to take something away that I can apply to my work here and enhance and increase the accessibility of the type of extension programming that I'm offering California farmers. So it was really, it's just a win-win, and I can't say enough about the importance of organizations like ASHI who have that earned respect and trust, and how crucial they are in everything that they do, but in particularly when you're starting a new venture like agritourism, to be able to do that hand in hand with a trusted partner. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much to our volunteer speakers, Ms. Chelsea Johnson, Mr. Eric Dasburg, Mr. AJ Rodriguez, and Ms. Rachel Paliahan. In behalf of Ahon sa Hirap, we thank the Grameen Foundation for your continued support, the Ahon sa Hirap Incorporated, especially to our farmers. And we appreciate how great and strong the partnership we built from before, now, and in the future. For the broad explanation and sharing of the impact of farmers to Ahon sa Hirap, may I call on Mr. Angel Dorado, Head of Business Development Department, and Mr. Domingo Salomon, Learning Resource Manager from Training and Development Division.
Thank you, Lorraine, for the introduction. So, Brother Dogs and I will try to present to you all the projects under the Farmer Department program. So yun, before anything else, I would like to allow me to greet some of our partners from the Municipal Agriculture Office of Tanay, Sir Romeo Cruz, and Mr. Young Fernandez. And in Municipal Agriculture Office of Pidilla, Ms. Mary Rose Asino, and Ms. Kevin Santos. She is also a member of ASHI. Ms. Kevin. And all the way from Laguna, so Honorable Alexander Bisaya, to receive from the Municipal Office, and Mr. Antonio Valle of Municipal Office. Sir, welcome po at maraming salamat sa paglalaan niya ng time para dito sa program. Alam ko na yung partnership natin, nag-start pa lang siya ngayon, but it will last ng mas maraming taon pa yung ating partnership. Okay. So once again, hello and good morning, everyone. So I would like to thank the Grameen Foundation for this dialogue on the Farmer to Farmer program and its impact on farmer organization. Actually, that's not only impact on farmer organization, but impact on ASHI and the community as well. So, para lang hiramin natin yung tagline ng isa sa ating partner, si Jollibee. Ano nga yung tagline ni Jollibee? Sa Jollibee, ang saya. So ngayon, sa program natin na ngayon, hihiramin natin yung tagline. Sa ASHI at Grameen Foundation, bida ang magsasaka. So sa program na ito, bida yung mga farmers natin. So kayo po yung natin, kayo yung mga ng ating bansa at patuloy na nagtataguyod ng economy ng Pilipinas. So salute po kami sa lahat ng mga farmers.
Also, hello, Miss Rachel. I'm looking forward to meet Miss Chelsea. We will present to you a brief background of Sevilla, as well as all the projects under the Farmer to Farmer program with Grameen Foundation. May ano lang po, may konting ano. Okay, so our institution, Ahon Sihirap, which in English means to rise from poverty, is a microfinance NGO dedicated to empowering marginalized families to enable them to rise from all forms of poverty. So sabi nga natin, i-address natin yung kahirapan. Ano? And sa mga programa natin under the Farmer to Farmer, so unti-unti ina-address natin yung kahirapan. And then, ASHI operation is grounded on the Grameen approach pioneered by Bangladeshi social entrepreneur Professor Muhammad Yunus. So, who also won the Nobel Peace Prize, si Professor Muhammad Yunus. ASHI was founded in 1989, so we will be celebrating our 34th year this month. So, invite po tayo kayo. Sa end of July, you'll be celebrating the 34th year of ASHI. So, turning the vision, our vision focuses on transforming the bottom of the pyramid. So sabi nga ni Madam Leng, hihiramin ko ulit yung mga nasa laylayan ng lipunan natin. Yun yung ating tinutulungan. To be self-reliant, and also we are also building strong communities. And our ASHI mission is to respond to all forms of human poverty, like the financial, emotional, social, and spiritual. So ASHI also commits to take care of the environment. And the ASHI core values with the acronym ASHI, which means accountability, social commitment, human dignity, meaning in ASHI, we respect each other, and integrity. So that's the core values of ASHI. Next slide, please. For the area coverage of ASHI, we have the operational on 10 provinces, including the National Capital Region, with 17 areas, 80 branches, and with more than 126,000 members. So the area of operation, we have the Calabarzon, Western Visayas, and then just this year, we have the operation already in the Bicol region. So wala po tayo sa Mindanao. Yun na lang po yung hopefully marating natin yung big Mindanao para Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Nasa-serve natin yung mga underprivileged nating mga kababayan. And noong 2010 lang, nagkaroon tayo ng program for agriculture. Actually before, we are focused on the marginalized women. But now we have farmers. So we are catering now the farmers as well as the ASHI entrepreneurs. We had a goal to serve the farmers build small farms, usually less than a hectare, and also ASHI is intends to inspire these farmers to cluster. So we are clustering our farmers to be able to penetrate both the local and institutional market. Next slide. And during the implementation of the program, the ASHI Grameen Agricultural Program, these are some of the common challenges that we identified during the operations. Number one, market access. There is market, but the problem is how the farmer can penetrate the market. And then low farm productivity. One of the most common causes here is pest and diseases infestation. And then low farm earnings. Unorganized supply chains. So there's a disrupted on the supply chain. Demographics. Now the average age of the farmer, if I'm not mistaken, 52 years old is the average age of the farmer. So the young generations right now are not motivated to venture into agriculture because for them, this is not a profitable business. And then costly inputs. Before the pandemic, the fertilizer cost just below 1,000 or 1,000 pesos, but now it's 2,000 plus to 3,000 pesos. So there's a big difference on the cost of the farm inputs rate. And also the climate change. So we have to take care of Mother Earth so that the Mother Earth can take care of us also. And those challenges are the reasons why we have the partnership with the Foundation Farmer to Farmer program. And together with Brother Dogs, he will present to us some of the projects under the Farmer to Farmer program. So Brother Dogs.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Angel, for sharing with them our background of outside rap. So good day, everyone. My name is Domingo Salomon Jr. With me, my team from Training and Development Division, headed by our head, Ms. Elvira Painsen. So I just want to share with you our experience or as well as impact of the project of Grameen Foundation to ASHI. Indeed, as mentioned by Sir Angel, our farmers today experience many challenges, and despite of that challenges, maybe that's the reason why the numbers of farmers is depleting. So some of our future generation for now is does not aspire to become farmers in the future. That's why we are glad that here in ASHI we have a partnership and with LGU and with Grameen Foundation and other stakeholders. And this was a first project of Grameen Foundation with ASHI, wherein with the volunteer, Sir Eric, the Spurge. So farmer profiling. So the purpose of this profiling of this project is to create a survey tool and framework for the coconut farmers. And by that, survey tool, we could able to provide and design some programs and services that best fit to the needs of coconut farmers. So with that, we have identified some impact to our staff and management, farmers, and community. The impact of this project for staff and management is the awareness on current situation and condition of coconut farmers in the area by the use of survey tool. So with that tool, it is easy for us to identify what are the current and the present status of our farmers, specifically the coconut farmers. Then through that project, they also trained our staff in geotagging of coconut farmers. That's why in the next project, it is easy for us to identify where are our farmers, coconut farmers. So for the farmers, for the impact of this program to the farmers, they have identified the need support of the coconut farmers. So by that, by that profiling or by that solving tool, we are able to identify what are those needs of
of farmers. Then we have that opportunity for training, education to improve those farm practices, because one of the challenges that we have encountered is low productivity. So with that, we are able to have a partnership with our LGU, with Philippine Coconut Authority and Department of Agriculture to help improve the production. And for the community, we have gathered data will serve as the reference for future programs and services for the coconut farmers. Next slide, please. The next project with Grameen Foundation is the designing of agricultural capacity building curriculum for development officer. This was assisted by Chelsea Johnson, the F2F volunteer. The objective of this program is to design the agricultural capacity building curriculum for our staff, for our development officer. And she introduces us the commodity assessment methodology, wherein we are conducting a survey about the problems encountered or the needs of the farmers. So we have from 834 profiling the output of first project, we compute 20% of that to be a part of the study. So with the help of our development officer, we are able to have a result. So we group that result to training needs, research needs, and advocacy needs. So after that, we have created a curriculum and as well as a module. So we have created 4 modules actually. This is all about on pre-production, production, marketing, and post-harvest. So the next project is to teach the development officer, which is the farmer-to-farmer capacity building of the coconut farmer. The objective of this program is to design capacity building curriculum and implementation of the developed curriculum. Next slide. So for the impact, so we have identified also for the staff and management, members, and community. So through this project, we have created a holistic approach in agricultural extension. So ASHI, as an NGO microfinance, we are not only providing them a capital, but we are also providing them a training where it could help them to improve the production. So we develop capability of staff in assessing the needs of our members. And for the members, we have also this curriculum also encourage them to plant and replant more trees. Actually, I have here a list last year. So we have members planted 150 new trees. Yeah. Then by this program also, we are able to share and gain additional knowledge on cocoa farming to improve the production. Yes. For the community, community development of smallholder, coconut farmers and community, which is served by ASHI. And actually, since based on the result of the survey, one of the problem is the knowledge on the program of the government of the LGU. So we had coordinated with Philippine Coconut Authority, wherein we invited them in our training and they discussed NCFRS, the National Registry for Coconut Farmers, and we have the attendees, total attendees of 150, and more of them have already submitted complete documents to Philippine Coconut Authority. Aside from that, I just want to thank Ms. Chelsea for sharing the knowledge in making curriculum, because not only in coconut farming, for now we have created additional 2 more modules for farmers, which is organic farming and ICA, the farmer entrepreneur, the clustering approach. And for now, we are going to, we are currently under the pilot testing of 9 modules for environment, particularly in climate change, which is under pilot testing in all areas of ASHI. Yeah, so that's it. So our future plan for coconut farmers is to have as Sir Angel mentioned, we are planning to organize them into a cluster, and by that, we are able to connect them to local market and institutional market. And we also introduce this value addition as what PCA pushes. So we coordinated with PCA with different trainings as well as in DPI to conduct trainings on product of value adding to coconut. So later you will taste the product of our members. Yeah. So that's it. That's our plan for in the future for our coconut farmers. And the next will be shared to us by Sir Angel. The next project is into the agritourism. So this is very new. Actually, we have zero idea on what is agritourism before. There is tourism, but the combination of agriculture into tourism. So we don't have the knowledge before accepting the volunteer consultant in ASHI. So we have two volunteer consultants, Ms. Madison Hostetter on the evaluation on agritourism, and Ms. Rachel Talyahan for the learning skills. And this June, we'll have a new this July we will have a new volunteer consultant for that. So agritourism, we understand that it can educate not only the farmers but the community as well. And then it's for to relax, for the recreation, and also income generation, especially for our farmers. Okay. For evaluation of agriculture, so our main objective is to evaluate ASHI's capacity in embarking in the agritourism project. So, and then the second one is to provide recommendation in setting up ASHI's agritourism project. Since this is very new, so we have to identify what are the resources ASHI has. The impact on staff and management, number one, because of Ms. Madison, we were able to identify ASHI's available resources. We have the farm sites. We have the farmers, the expertise of the farmers on crop production. We have several partners. We have support from the local government unit, from the Municipal Agriculture Office, to Office of the Tourism, Office of the Mayor. So they are excited to work with us on this project. And then the creation of ASHI's roadmap for agritourism. So we have the roadmap for 5 years plan, actually. So this will be our guide to be able to implement the agritourism in ASHI. And for the members, to motivate and inspire members knowing that they are an important part of this project. So at least they are motivated now to their farming, especially their family. They can we can involve the whole family on this project. So the younger generation, we can also motivate them, encourage them to be involved in the agriculture. And in community, the opportunity of building partnership. So that's why we are really creating partnership among stakeholders, private institutions, and others. Next, please. For the learning sites, our objective is to conduct planning workshop with ASHI in developing its learning sites. So, Ms. Rachel Talyahan actually conduct workshop not only for the farmers but also for the staff of ASHI. And then number two, train ASHI's key personnel in conducting agritourism learning sites planning with ASHI. So through that objective, the impact for staff and management is yung proper assessment of goals, learning sites, and the resources. Now, what is the capacity of ASHI on this project? What are the things that we need to improve and we need to develop, we need to invest? So, and then for the impact for members, the familiarization on different agritourism activities. So through the workshop, they were able to understand what is agritourism, what they can offer to the public once the implementation of agritourism. And then in community opportunity of building partnership. Again, very important on this project is the building partnership with other stakeholders. And because of these two assignments, we were able to come up with 3 pillars of the agritourism of ASHI. So number 1 is the learning sites where farmers are the main priority. We have the learning resource center. Through this project, we're able to have a partner that will support us on establishing the learning resource. Hopefully, before the end of the year, we will have our ASHI resource. And then the model farm. So we are looking forward to have Ms. Chelsea on the other projects so that the 3 pillars will be complete. So back to Brother Doms.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sir Angel. Thank you, partners. So another program which is currently ongoing is the farmer-to-farmer capacity building of the coconut subsector, and this is particularly in SMS Blast. So for the objective of this is to evaluate our resources, capabilities, and content to development of marketing and professional activities. So, and then to train ASHI officer on collection and transformation of content of marketing purposes. Next slide, please. Yeah, for the impact, we have identified for the staff and management members and LGR, the community. So actually, this is SMS Blast. We have already in second phase. So the first phase, we have a total of 6,117 recipients. These are all members and staff of ASHI. But due to some challenges that we encountered, we lowered down the participants into 2,785. Wherein these participants or these recipients received 6 messages coming from ASHI, receiving some advisories regarding on the rules of development officer, the policies and procedures of ASHI, which also help the members to recall, because sometimes after pandemic, we have encountered many challenges, especially in the meeting. But through the help of this SMS Blast, our members are reminded to do their best in attending center meeting and oblige with their obligation in ASHI. So we are able to connect with the life and touch lives of members and staff. So it has been easy for our management. And for our members, because there are some messages that related to motivation messages, which can boost the interest or the members to pursue their dreams. So it also helped the members to recall ASHI policies and procedures. And for our LGUs and community, through SMS, it helped the LGUs follow up special programs like registration, taking care of environment, and continue fighting against global warming. So those messages had received by our members, and for now, they're still ongoing, this program. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sir Angel and Sir Dong. May I request for our virtual guest, if you can stay for at least 20 more minutes? Okay. Thank you. For the part 3 of our program this morning, may I call on Mr. Donald Liam, Senior Training and Field Operations Specialist from Grameen Foundation, for the question and answer portion.
Morning sa lahat na nandito. Good morning to our virtual participants. So at this point, we would like to solicit your feedback on program implementation of the requirement. So I will be asking actually out 2 questions of each component. So component on logistics. The second will be for the volunteer assignment. The third is for the overall implementation of the farmer program. So the first question is what went well in terms of logistics. So if we're talking about logistics, this will refer to administrative aspect, the coordination, preparations of Grameen Foundation for the project assignment. This includes application of the volunteer, program materials, training materials, and venue. So that's for logistics. What went well? What needs to be improved? Okay. For the volunteer project assignment, this refers to the volunteer project assignment conducted to the host organization. Because to the host organizations, because our virtual participants are actually not only for ASHI, but they're also working for the other organization. So it's not a limit, it's a question to ask. So okay, so let's include other hosts. Okay. Volunteer project assignment, reference project host organizations, and it's relevant to the organization. Like for example, the needs assessment, how we conducted the needs assessment, how we selected the assignment, or how we selected the volunteers to do the assignment, and of course the scope of work. So what went well on the project assignment? And second question, what needs to be improved on the project? Lastly, for our program implementation. Overall farmer-to-farmer program implementation refers to how the actual implementation of the assignment was conducted. Like for example, the meetings, the coaching conducted by our volunteers, the training, and how the recommendations were presented by the volunteers. So, what went well on the program implementation, and what needs to be improved? That's the questions you are going to answer. For our virtual participants, we have shared the link with you, so you may start answering the questions. Okay, sa lahat na nandito sa harap ko ngayon, nakatanggap kayo ng mga papel. Okay. Alam ko po na lahat sa inyo, hindi lahat, majority sa inyo ay hindi masyadong nakaka-relate sa aming tanong. Tama po ba? Lalo na sa bago pa lang nakakarinig tungkol sa farmer to farmer. Tama po? Okay. Meron po akong spesyal na tanong sa inyo. Okay. So, ang sagot ninyo po ay pwede ninyong isulat sa likod ng papel. Okay. Okay. So, kung bibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon na magkaroon second phase na farmer-to-farmer implementation, patapos na ho kasi current natin na project, patapos na by August. So, tama bang sabihin na we're hoping to have another implementation farmer to farmer. Okay, since we're hoping na magkaroon ng another implementation, if mapagbibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon sa inyo ho ng mga partners namin, ano ho ang inyong mga wishes? Binigyan ninyo na sana ang organization namin kayo na ang mahal nito. Pangalawa, wala ko tayong financial support dito. Kapag pinagiging program po. Pangalawang tanong, kung magkakaroon man sakali ng pagkakataon na makapag-implement ng another farmer to farmer, sana ito ang gagawin ni Grameen Foundation. Kayo na ho ang bahala magtugtog. Suggestion. Nakuha mo ba ang tanong or kailangan ko politics? Una, kung mabibigyan ng pagkataon, ano yung mga minimiti ninyo? Minimiti na sana yung organization namin ay kayo na ang bahalang magtugtog. Pangalawa, kung magkaroon man ng panibagong implementation, sana ito ang gagawin ng Grameen Foundation. Ano yun? Okay. So, for all of the participants, you will be given maximum of 5 minutes. 5 minutes to answer the question. Thank you. Your 5 minutes will start now.
Kasi mauna yun.
I just like to read a comment from Robert Diala. So he's the manager of Yakap at Halig Multipurpose Cooperative based in Quezon. He says here are some additional challenges that may be encountered when clustering coconut farmers. I think this is the common approach even of the law of government, clustering for many reasons, positive reasons. But anyway, he's mentioning here some challenges. Number one, lack of access to technology. Many coconut farmers may not have access to computers or the internet, which can make it difficult to collect and analyze it. And it's true, we have encountered this with many, especially associations, organizations that are still in on the young stage of their group. This is a serious challenge. Number two, language barriers. Coconut farmers may speak different languages, which can make it difficult to communicate with them and to collect accurate data. So I think that there are many facets here that can be discussed. Three, cultural differences. Coconut farmers may have different cultural practices and beliefs, which can affect their willingness to participate in clustering exercise. And then he says here, despite these challenges, clustering coconut farmers can be a valuable tool for improving the productivity and sustainability of the coconuts. By working with coconut farmers to address these challenges, clustering can be a successful tool for the and then
He did a Google Translate.
how did it go? You're asking how did they Google Translate it? I think we should ask first.
But he has the English version and the Google Translate.
Yeah. Maybe we should check if it's really correct, no? Maybe we should try also in Cebuano.
Maybe I'll try Italian.
Anyway,
Great go, Tony. Great go.
follow up after the deployment, I would like to have maybe monthly or quarterly check-in meetings to see how things are progressing. Would you like to add more about it?
Tony,
I'm sorry.
would you like to add more while you have written things?
Well, I'm just curious as to how the effects of what I worked on when I was in the Philippines actually is progressing, because it's been a while and I really haven't heard too much. So I check in maybe quarterly just to hear how things are doing and just kind of to touch base and keep that relationship there. I think that would be really outstanding.
Thank you so much, Tony. We always encourage these organizations to give feedback. But anyway, what we know of, for example, remember Joyce of HMPC. She has brought that experience to another host organization, SICA. The design of the chocolate, she designed a new set for another organization. They sold out all the chocolate products. The recent fair trade. They will encourage them more to communicate with volunteers like you, but I think that's one example that things maybe we're quite poor in the communication or updating volunteers on that side, but we will try better. But anyway, thank you so much. Things are moving. And we really appreciate your participation. Grazie mille.
There you go.
Okay, so I move on to George Salinas. He's a local volunteer for several, I think at least a couple of assignments. So I think he's reacting to Robert's comment. Clustering is dependent on the leadership. The willingness and cooperation of members is key to success. George, are you there? Would you like to share a very brief comment on top of that?
Hello, can you see me?
Where are you, George?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we cannot see you.
Okay, anyway, I'm familiar with the ASHI because I'm also a Jollibee Group Foundation volunteer, and they're part of that clustering approach. So what I can share is that I believe that ASHI is already trained on clustering, and whatever project that they will embark or undertake, I know they can really do it. And of course, with the leadership of Angel. Hi, Angel. How are you? So yes, I know the capacity of the ASHI since I've worked with them in a lot of projects already in Jollibee Group Foundation. So, okay, thank you.
Greetings from the team. I hope you can visit ASHI patient and maybe they're farmers also, the adult farmers. For comments, I'd like to recognize the presence of ISA, of Community Crafts Association of the Philippines. ISA. So we have some for them also on planning. And then we have Catanduanes State University Extension Services. I think that should be Adam and Thelma. Domel also, there's you can see it, right? And then of course, it's Grace. I think should it be Grace Bio?
Probably that was Grace Bar.
Yes, it is. It is. Hello, everyone.
You can hear Grace, Bay Area. Nice to have you. Hi.
Hi to Sabrina as well. Good to see her.
Then we have Joyce. Where are you, Joyce, now? Are you in Mindanao?
I'm in Davao.
Isa lang.
Medyo mahina yung signal. Parang may low pressure. Hello, everyone.
Then we also have Nikay Marquez. She's also a local volunteer from the Capital State University. And she's on study leave, I think. Then, of course, Alfreda Ernest. Hello. Nice to see you. You're on mute. And of course, Sir Floro of SICAP. From feedback from here and also Don, are you ready with selecting some of your feedback online, and then we will go proceed to the closing portion of our meeting today.
Okay, so unahin muna pala natin yung galing dito, no? Okay, kung magkakaroon man ng pagkakataon, meron sa case, nais ko bilang isang pangulo aming data partner organization ay ang mga sunod-sunod. Karoon ng karagdagang lokal o institutional market sa mga farmers association na kaya namin para may tiyak kami na susuplayan ng aming produkto. Okay. So, gusto niya magkaroon ng market access, no, para tuloy yung aning at pagbibenta nila kanilang produkto. Pangalawa, magkaroon ng support sa farmers in terms of farm inputs. Dahil sa masyadong mahal na presyo ng farm inputs, para hindi masyadong mabigatan ang farmer sa pagtatat. Okay, sasagutin ko na rin siguro ang programa namin po ay capacity building program. So, wala po kami pangakong financial na suporta. Pero kung sasabihin ninyo, sana matulungan kami paano padamihin ang namin, yun mo at pwede namin gawin. Pero yung yan, financial support or ito ang si ASHI na ho ang bahala. Gusto niya. Magandang sagot ko. Okay, sa pangatlo, karagdagang trainings para magkaroon ng mas mataas na kamalayan ukol sa napipintong banta ng climate change. Okay, Actually po, ang pinapropose namin ngayon ay climate smart agriculture. So magkakaroon tayo ng maraming capacity buildings related sa climate change mitigations, mga strategies. No? Okay, so siguro? Okay, maraming salamat po sa nagbigay ng kanyang suggestion. Okay, for our participants online, kung pagpili. So, ano yung maganda? Okay. Actually, more feedback from your or task. So the logistics went very well and yes. Pre-trip planning was clear and detailed with very effective communication. When I arrived in the country, everything flowed well and we are able to maximize my time as well as that of the ASHI team. Well, thank you for this feedback. Okay. What needs to be shared handout prior to the presentation? It does not or incur any compliance or legal complication. Yeah. Okay. About the project assignment, volunteer project assignment, what went well? Everything went well. I think the project alignment to ASHI's mission was a very good fit, and the project was scoped effectively. Okay, so what needs to be improved? I could have more time with the ASHI headquarters before going to the field, so I could better understand the network and operations. We did several pre-trip Zoom calls to discuss this, but this could have been augmented with more in-person data. This all worked out in the field, but it is all about shortening the learning curve of the people. About the overall program implementation, what went well? What went well? We were able to go to the field and have honest conversations with the farmers. The volunteers were able to appreciate their situation and when we visited the farms. What needs to be improved? Regular follow-up activities so volunteers will see the progress of the host organization. So I think that's all, and I may turn over you to Adam.
Thank you so much for your participation, although we don't have time to read all your comments. We'll take this all in and analyze and then apply and try our better performance next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your sharings, for the question and answer. I appreciate all your comments, for your recommendations. For our virtual guest, may I request to stay at least 2 more minutes for the photo opportunity. Invite ko na po ang lahat for cheers. Photo taking.
We can like stand here and encourage them to turn on the camera.
May I request our visitors virtual opening.
We can stand beside the tabi tayo everyone.
Hina po tayo.
Picture, picture.
Ay, no.
Sorry, sir. Dito po kayo sa okay lang, sakit niyo.
timer dito sa our yan na. Or we can sit down. Baka meron kong gusto mag-volunteer dito sa sige, kayo po muna makikipag-sulat ng video guys.
All right, smile everyone. Everyone online, smile. Okay, one swap. Don, Ronald, we need you in the picture. Share.
Good luck trying to round up Don.
Last one. Thank you. Oh,
Request ko lang po ulit ang ating mga participants dito sa head office na maupo para bigyan po natin ng time ang ating mga visitor from local government unit para magbigay ng mensahe. For our virtual audience, for our virtual visitors, thank you so much for your time, for your participations. Take care po. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Prego.
Yeah, David. Thank you, everyone.
Again, good morning, everyone. Tapos mo muna natin yung part ng ating mga virtual update na po sa ibang bansa. To give appreciation po para sa ating partner from local government unit, may I request the presence of Mr. Romeo Cruz,